Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back to another Me, Myself, and I layout. This is a project I'm doing throughout the year together with my good friends Amy and Moira. I will have both of their playlists listed in my description box below, and you can go on over, check out their layouts for their albums. I will also go ahead and list all of the items I used today down in my description box as well. So I'm going to work today on my right page, which is the companion page for the left side that you see on my desk right there. That's the one that I did on my last video for this project. And the first thing I'm going to do right now is to bring in a little bit of that stenciling. You can see I added that next to my photos on that left page, and I wanted to bring in a little bit of that stenciling to the right page as well. So I'm going to add that stenciling to two corners, and I'm using here some Distress Oxide inks. The exact colors I use, I will go ahead and add that information down in the description box. Now the background I'm using is actually a background that I went ahead and blended together 3 different shades of Distress Oxide inks and got that background. I cut it apart. It was a 12 by 12 textured cardstock. I cut it apart into 6 by 6 pieces, and that's what I'm using here today for this layout. Now going in with this darker color, it is a lot darker than I used before. I must have added a little bit too much because I think I used it on the previous layout as well. But I went in a lot darker this time, but it does not bother me at all. At the end, looking at both of these pages put together, I am still completely happy with how they look. Now, today I am cheating a little bit. I am combining 3 different prompts on this one layout. I am going to go ahead and do the prompt for favorite food, favorite apps, and favorite music. Now, after I finish my stenciling, I am going to go into my die cuts, and I am using mostly Felicity Jane items on this project. I will go ahead and pull out some frames that I have from my die cuts pack. So my idea pulling out these frames, I wanted to go ahead and add the answers to my questions, to my prompts, to each of these frames, inside each of these frames. And of course, if you're following along and you want to go ahead and use this layout idea, you can definitely add photos in these frames instead of the text that I'm going to be adding today. So you can see I pulled out 4 different frames, and the red one there, it's a little bit off. It just does not go really well with the shades of pinks that I have on my background here. But I'm going to go ahead and cut out some pattern paper anyway and back that frame as well. I used, I believe, 2 different pattern papers, which is a light, very light pink with a little bit of white on that background, which give me a really nice light background to add my text to. So you can see I eliminated the red frame, and I'm lining up my frames right now. I'm going to go ahead first of all and add in my title. Now I'm using these alphas that I've been using throughout this album so far. They are from Close to My Heart. It's called Hokey Pokey Alphabet. I will go ahead and link that down below. It's a really, really awesome alphabet. There are uppercase and lowercase and other icons in that set as well, and I've been loving using it on this project. So I'm just gonna add faves to the bottom right side of that layout, and then I'll go in with some of these puffy white, black and white alphas. Those are gonna be from Felicity Jane, and I did use some of that on the left page as well. I'm gonna add in the words music, apps, and food to each of those frames. Now you can see I added that little squiggly border on the top there of my page, and that's part of the border that I saved from when I did the left page previously. So I went ahead, added that in just to tie both pages together. And this is where I'm going to add in those words below each one of those frames. Now these are from the Essential line from Felicity Jane. There's also the black background with the white alphas, that option as well, which I also have, but these went really well with this layout and I used some of it already on the left page. So I'm just tying both together. So now I am going to go ahead and add in some enamel dots I had left over after I added all of those dots to the center of the flower on the left page. I'm going to add those to the bottom floral piece there on the right side, bottom right corner. And I also add some above the frames as well. And then I'll go ahead and work on the answers to my prompts, which I kept very, very simple. I used my gray fine liner pen and wrote it on some white scrap paper. Then I cut them into strips. And I'll go ahead and adhere those strips on my into my frames, and you'll see how I do this in just a little bit. This layout came together really, really quickly. Like I said, you can definitely go ahead and add photos to these frames instead, but I like the idea of adding in my answers there. And one of those frames, the one that I'm working on there, the one that says food, I'm going to use all block letters. Then the one in the center, I used some scripty font instead, and it's all my handwriting. The one on the bottom left, I kept really simple. There's just 3 strips of paper there with my handwriting on there, and I just did not want to overload it too much with too much script text on this page. I really love how it turned out, and I hope this gave you guys some ideas on how you can use frames on your layouts, because you can definitely use just one frame next to a photo and do the same process for adding in your journaling. You can also write directly on that background paper that I backed the frames with, but I thought it looked a lot better with these strips that were cut up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the process today. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget, come back, check out more layouts for this project and Moira's and Amy's channels down below. You can see how far along they've gotten in their Me, Myself, and I album. And I want to thank you all for watching today. So until next time, bye.